All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at market research,
Oh, good one.
specifically how it all works in the world of hypnosis.
Cool.
I recently came across some pretty fascinating insights from a very experienced trainer of advanced conversational hypnosis, and I thought, why not share these little golden nuggets of knowledge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not share them with everybody?
Sharing is caring.
Exactly. Yeah. So in this deep dive, we're really going to kind of dig into why understanding your market can really be the difference between success and failure as a hypnotherapist.
Yeah, I mean that's true. It's like anything, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can have the greatest product in the world, but
Yeah.
if you don't know who wants to buy it, how to reach them, then
Yep.
yeah, you're not going to get very far.
It's not going to do you any good.
Right.
And so, I mean, we were just talking about this before we started recording. We came across this story about this hypnotherapist who completely transformed her business. When she started doing market research, she originally thought that her ideal client was someone who was, struggling with insomnia.
Right. Yeah. Pretty common.
Yeah, pretty common, right?
Yeah.
But when she dug a little deeper and actually did some market research, she discovered there's a much bigger market of people who were looking for hypnotherapy to deal with performance anxiety.
Wow.
So you can see how assumptions can sometimes be really misleading.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Assumptions can be dangerous in so many ways.
Yeah, and it's not just in the world of hypnotherapy.
Yeah. Oh sure.
It's in all walks of life, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, we make assumptions about what our friends are thinking, what our spouses are thinking, what our kids are thinking.
Our bosses. Yeah.
Our bosses, yeah, right. And a lot of times those assumptions are just totally wrong.
Totally off. And they can lead us down the wrong path. They can make us make bad decisions.
Yes.
Bad for business, bad for relationships, all sorts of things.
Yeah, so I think, we've established that assumptions can be a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm still a little bit fuzzy on the how, right? Like how do we actually apply market research to the field of hypnotherapy?
Right. Good question.
Can you give us a concrete example?
Yeah, sure.
Let's say I'm a hypnotherapist, and I specialize in helping people overcome stage fright.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
How would I use market research to help me with that particular
Specialism. So think about it this way. If you want to help people with stage fright, right? The first thing you need to understand is what are their specific fears and anxieties?
Okay.
Right? Because stage fright, it's not just one thing. It's a whole spectrum. Some people, they're afraid of public speaking.
Right.
Some people, they're afraid of musical performance.
Yeah.
Some people, they're afraid of just, being in front of a crowd. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? The first step is to find out what are the specific fears and anxieties of your target audience.
Okay.
And how do you do that? Well, you ask them.
Oh, okay.
Right. So you can do surveys, you can do interviews, you can analyze online communities related to stage fright and see, what are people talking about? What are the words they're using?
So that's really interesting. So what you're saying is instead of just assuming that everyone who has stage fright is the same, we need to really dive in and understand the nuances of their experience.
Absolutely, yeah. Because once you understand those nuances, then you can tailor your hypnotherapy sessions to meet their specific needs.
I see.
Right? So for example, if you find out that a lot of your potential clients, they're really struggling with negative self-talk. They're constantly telling themselves, I'm going to mess up, I'm going to forget my lines, I'm going to freeze up. Then you can incorporate techniques into your sessions, specifically designed to address negative self-talk.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not so it's more than just creating a generic hypnotherapy program.
Right.
It's about really understanding the specific needs of your clients.
Absolutely. It's about personalization. It's about tailoring your services to meet the individual needs of each person who walks through your door.
I like that. I like that a lot. So beyond avoiding assumptions, right? What are some other benefits of doing market research for hypnotherapists?
Well, I mean, one of the biggest benefits is it helps you to create more effective products and services.
Okay.
Right? Because you're not just guessing. You're not just throwing things out there. and hoping that they stick. You're actually taking the time to understand what your market wants, what they need, and then you're creating something that meets those needs.
Okay. So it's not just about avoiding failure. It's also about increasing your chances of success.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's about giving yourself the best possible chance
Mm.
of creating something that's really going to resonate with people,
Yeah.
that's really going to make a difference in their lives, that's going to, help them to achieve their goals.
Yeah. And it's almost like um, flipping the script, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of building something
Mhm.
and then hoping that people will want it, you're asking people what they want,
Yeah.
and then you're building it.
Right. You're going from build it and they will come to ask them what they want and then build it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that just seems like a much smarter approach.
Yeah, it's a much more strategic approach. It's a much more customer-centric approach. It's about putting your customers first.
Yeah.
And really understanding their needs and desires, and then using that information to create something that's truly going to benefit them.
Yeah. I think that's a fantastic point. And I'm sure some of our listeners are probably thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but market research sounds intimidating.
Right. Yeah, it can be. It can be. It can sound a bit daunting.
And it sounds time consuming.
Great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. You don't have to, spend months and months
Yeah.
doing, in-depth research. You can start small.
Okay. What will be an example of starting small?
Well, I mean, you could start with something as simple as an online poll,
Okay.
right? Create a poll on social media, ask people, what are their biggest challenges when it comes to stage fright or whatever your niche is.
Okay.
Or you could join a few relevant forums and just see what people are talking about. What are the topics that are coming up over and over again? What are the questions that people are asking? That's a great way to get insights into what your market is thinking.
So even a little bit of research
Mm.
is better than no research.
Oh, absolutely. Because even a little bit of research can help you to avoid making those costly assumptions that we were talking about earlier.
I see. So to kind of wrap things up here, we've learned that assumptions can be really detrimental, and that asking your market is the key to creating successful products and services in the field of hypnosis.
Absolutely.
And I think the beauty of this is that this principle applies to so much more than just hypnotherapy.
It does. This is a principle that applies to any business, to any field where you're trying to create something that other people want, whether it's a product, a service, a piece of art, whatever. You need to understand your audience. You need to know what they want. And the best way to do that is to ask them.
Yeah, that's a great point. So I want to leave our listeners with a question, a thought-provoking question, to kind of ponder. What is the one burning question that your ideal client has about hypnosis that you could answer through market research?
Yeah.
How could that answer help you to craft a more compelling offer? That's something to really think about. And I hope this deep dive has been helpful for you. And we'll catch you on the next one.
See you then.